Hi friends, this is the Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. I'm so excited about today. 3 years ago today, I started my very first YouTube channel. And here we are, now having so much fun. I gotta tell ya, I didn't think I would enjoy it. I didn't think anyone would want to hear what I have to say. And I absolutely love you for sticking around or for newly joining me and just kind of having fun in my kitchen. Today we're going to make a cake, one of my most mouth-watering, flavorful cakes. And it's so simple, but it looks amazing and it's delicious. But there's 3 different components in this cake that's going to give it the great presentation. And each individual component is in its own amazing just by itself. So together, yay, we're happy. So we're going to start off with a good white cake. And this is how you make it. Keep this one in your arsenal, guys, because it's easy. The ingredient list is very basic, and it's the kind of white cake you want for, well, 1,000 different things. Now, white cake versus the cake that I just made. It's a white cake. I don't care. When you use more than 3 eggs, the yolks are then going to start to color the cake to like a yellowish. Personally, I'm okay with that because the richness and the flavor of the yolk just gives me something better to cling on to and enjoy. But if you're doing like a wedding cake and they absolutely want white, then take out the egg yolks. That's the only difference. That's the only difference between a white cake, this cake, and say a yellow cake. Yellow cake has butter in it though, so maybe that's not the exact, but you get it because you're smart. And I know you pay attention. So now we're going to make the mixed berry compote. Now the compote, it's a generic mix. Whatever berry combination you want will work. If you only want strawberry, if you only want raspberry, you get it, right? The process is the same, and then it's very jelly like. So when I made this yesterday because I wanted to put the cake together today. But when it was still warm, not hot, but still warm, I put it on some peanut butter. And that peanut butter and jelly sandwich with warm jelly-ish. Oh, I am telling you. Well, so that's what we do. So here's how I made that compote. And then the last thing I did was I covered it with plastic wrap right on top of the berries so that it doesn't get a film. And it feels good. Yeah. Can I just drink this? Okay, I was joking, but can I tell you? If you took some water and put some of this in there, then yes, you have a very yummy berry drink. I'm telling you, it's all good stuff. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to make this whipped cream marzipan icing. Marzipan. It's backwards. It's just backwards. I know it, and I'm sorry. So here, watch. Let me unbackward it. You good? Oh, the things we learn. Okay, marzipan. I've heard it called a cross between sour cream and a cream cheese. It's an Italian cream cheese. That's essentially what it is. It's flavor-wise, it's not something that really snaps out at you. If you don't have marzipan for this, well, honestly, when I'm making something and it calls for marzipan and it doesn't have, I don't have access to marzipan. Why am I saying marzipan? I don't make it with marzipan. Just, oh my God. What a complete and utter oaf. Mascarpone. Mascarpone, however you want to pronounce it. I don't even like marzipan. Marzipan. Jeez. So for the record, marzipan is not a thing. Marzipan is. I don't like marzipan. We're not using marzipan. We're using marzipan. Shut up, Maria. Shut up. Focus. God. Okay. I'm going to do this part over. Not the hi friends part, but let me just correct this. Sorry. It's hot here. Is it hot there? It's really hot here. Okay, mascarpone, however you want to pronounce it. It is a cross, I don't, but some people will call it a cross between a sour cream and cream cheese. It's an Italian cream cheese. Not a whole lot of flavor in it, but it really adds to whatever you're making. I'm telling you. Okay, for this particular icing, it's just going to be sweet whipped cream and mascarpone. And if I don't have mascarpone on a recipe, dang it! If I don't have mascarpone on a recipe, what I will use, because I almost always have Greek cream cheese, and that Greek cream cheese, I love that stuff because it's got this really great snap, tart. It gets you right there, and it's so good. So if you wanted to even only use that instead of this, you're absolutely okay, because the flavors are just fantastic. So, God, talk about a brain fart. I gotta clean up the mess now. All right, so I'm just gonna show you the icing, and then we're gonna assemble this beautiful baby. One other thing before I go on. These cakes. So I made 3. These are just the 8-inch by 2-inch cake pans that I've been using since the very first cake I've made. Really, that's how old these are. 2 of them are. Okay. So what I do, you see that? That's all because of how I prepared the cake pan, which is simply, you got it, parchment paper. That's the only thing I do. And as it cools, it separates, gives me that good gash. Now, here's the thing when you're making cakes. All right, I'm gonna take this down. We'll get to that in just a minute, but I wanna show you this part this is a really good cake tip. Not like a cake tip, but I'm happy. Can I just leave it at that? Okay, now I'm not going to do this part yet, but I do want to tell you something. When you're doing your cakes and you have your cake board, you're going to put your cake on here. The bottom is going to be the top, which means this is going to be face down here. Now, you kind of want something to keep the cake from sliding, right? Because if the cake is not covered right and it's nice and cool, it's just going to slide. It'll do that. I've done it thousands of times before I finally caught on that I need to prepare the cake for this board. So I put the plastic wrap right on top of the cake. I used to just cover the cake, just cover the whole cake as it is. But then I've learned that when I take off this film, I'm taking off a lot of that gunk. You see that? That's the stuff that will stick to this and it's not going to move. It's not going to move, which is good. But when it comes time to cutting it, you're going to have, you cut your cake and then you pick it up and you're going to have a great big old goopy, gunky part here. If it doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter to me. Some people, it matters. Personally, I don't care enough about it. So I probably just confused the holy crackers out of you, but when you do it, you'll get it. Did you know you had holy crackers? Yeah, 3 years and you guys are still with me. I love you. It scares me because one of these days you're going to say, what are you doing? Why am I watching her? I don't know. We're just messing around. I'm taking off my wrapper for the mascarpone. All right, let's go make the icing. Okay, you know my rule. When I'm actually working in the kitchen, hair goes up, hands get washed. That's just rule number 1 in life, okay, in the kitchen. So the sweet whipped cream. Whipped cream and sugar, a little bit of vanilla. That's it. If you're looking for, it doesn't matter what kind of whipped topping you want for your cakes or for top of desserts or whatever it is, that's it. So let's say 2 cups of whipped cream for about a quarter of a cup of sugar or powdered sugar, either one, it doesn't matter. Whip that up to a good firm peak, just below firm, Not for this one though, but I'm just telling you for your future sweet whipped cream recipes. And then a touch of vanilla and you're good to go. You've got an amazing topping for pies and cakes and cookies and spoons and just, you know. All right, in this recipe, I'm gonna make more because I like more and I know that it'll get eaten. So I've got 2 cups of mascarpone. I want that at room temperature, but I want my whipping cream cold. A lot of people think you need to chill the bowl and the whisk. You can. I think I did it once or twice and I didn't see a difference, so I don't. But if you want to, you go right ahead. This is your cake. All right, so, and I think I'm going to use, do I want to use powdered sugar? I don't know. Let me figure it out. Okay, sorry for the wonky angle, but this is what you want to look at, not this. So we're going to go ahead and start to play. I'm going to use probably 3 cups of whipping cream. I'm just going to get this whipped up. I will be putting some, watch the splatter, Maria. God. Start it off slow, let it get its momentum going, and then whip this baby up. I'm going to go to about below medium peaks before I enter in this stuff. And I am going to use powdered sugar just because, that's it, that's my reason, just because. because it's messier. Ordinarily with granulated sugar, you would just let it whip and slowly pour it in, but I'm not doing that. I got about half a cup of the powdered sugar. Whip, 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 whip. So, but while it's going, let me my niece, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to her channel, Beauty and the Stamper. Her link is below. Crafty kitten, I'm telling ya. She's been doing this for about 10 years, has almost 100,000 subscribers. I mean, the girl is on fire, and I love her to pieces. She just kept saying, "Oh, you should do a YouTube channel." I'm going, I don't think so. I mean, it took years of her poking and prodding before I said, "Fine, okay, I will." And here you go. It went fast. 3 years. Oh my gosh. But I have so much fun. I have so much fun. And you? Oh, I love you. I love you for always being here. I love you for just subscribing. I just love this connection. I'm happy. Back to work. Okay, so I just stopped this, and I want you to see where I'm at. It's not even soft. It's just kind of floppy. It's like a floppy peak. So that's where we're going to go, and then we're going to add our mascarpone. There's no R in this. The whole thing. Just plop the whole thing in. This gives it a richness that just the whipped cream by itself may lack a little bit of, and the texture of it is just so whippy. Yes, that's a real word. That's it. It whips up fast once you get this in there. Stiff, really creamy. Can you see that? Beautimous. Now let's play. All right, assembly time. One of the great things about this recipe, or not the recipe, but the decorations here, just because I decorate it one way does not mean you have to do it that way. But this, when you decorate a cake using this method, I'm telling you, it's so easy, but the outcome is absolutely gorgeous. And all I'm using are 2 tips. One tip is just going to be the great big old blob on top to put my berries on. And then this tip is I think it's an 806 from Arteco. So just a larger but not super large tip size. See that? All right, so this bag's gonna get filled often, but the decorations on this it's just adorable and elegant and fancy and pretty. So we want to, see what I mean? See how it sticks? All right, I need my cloth. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited that I screwed up. I can't believe this is really fantastic for me. Because like I say in my videos, I'm not trying to impress you what I can do. I want you to be able to do this. That's what really knocks me out. Okay, so I had a helper yesterday, and they put my pans of the cake mix into the oven to bake. There was a bar on the very back and they didn't see it or move it. So my cake isn't even. Can you see that? See how thick this is versus that? I'm actually excited because I can show you how quickly and easy it is to fix that. Yay! If I could share one thing with you guys to take home from the family picnic is not to be intimidated by cakes, okay? Just don't worry about, it's just cake. So I'm just going to, gosh, I wish, you see that part? I'm taking the highest part away from me and I'm just gonna level it out. Now, another way to do it would be just to put some, a little bit more icing on this side. Your choice. I would stick with this just because I like the evenness of it. You good? I'm good. Yay! All right. Next step, icing. Okay. Anytime you're going to work with a cake where you have a wiggly kind of or runny filling, you want to make a moat. Just take some icing. And make a bridge. That way, nothing comes out. Then just scoop this up. Let's do, we've got 3 layers, so I don't want to put too much. And just take it to the moat. Is there a song like that? But I don't want to be chintzy. So I definitely don't want to see cake underneath that. Got it? Got it. All right. So we have our moat sitting nice and pretty. We're going to get on to the next layer. Okay. Now, there's a couple ways to do this because I want some icing on here. But I don't really want to put it on there, so I'm going to put it on here. Just a thin layer. You can trust yourselves, you guys. You got this. Now, granted, I've been doing this for a little while, but I'm still not giving you something that's gonna be too much for you, okay? A little messy. Okay, and mush it down. See that? I used to really always lick my fingers. Not anymore. I'm over that. All right, so mush it down to let it make contact, and we'll do the other 2. For the very top, remember the bottom is always the top, so this is the part that of course I want to be on top. Which means this is the part I'm going to ice. If you're not comfortable doing this, you can just kind of spread a very thin layer on top of that, but the look when it's cut is kind of what I'm aiming at here. A little bit of a mess. And mush it down. Making contact is a big part from keeping the cakes from sliding, especially when you're transporting. All right, so now I'm just going to clean this up, and that kind of stuff, trust me, you don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to take my spatula, spin it around, and get it into whatever grooves I might miss. See, there's a little groove there. Just going to put a little bit here. Now, you see almost every other video on cakes about crumb coats and then chilling it and then finishing it. I did crumb coats. When I first started, I crumb coated everything because they said that's what you had to do. I don't crumb coat because I don't get it. I don't see a reason for it for most of my cakes. I'm not going to say all, but this one particularly, the icing hides it. It hides everything, so you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to put on, I'm going to decorate the top first, or not decorate, but kind of smooth it out. Got the top going first. And this cake is so pretty. It's just so, it's such a beautiful dessert cake. Now, when you're doing a cake and you want a really perfect line on the top right here, when you're not going to do, I'm not going to do a border. It's going to be a perfect edge. So I need to make sure that this part is higher than the cake. Does that make sense? See right here? It's not very high. This part right here. So I'm going to make it higher. You see the height? Just kind of scrape the edge of the cake because we don't really need a lot of icing on top, but I definitely want a lot of icing. See this part here? I'm going to make that higher. Why are you doing that, Maria? God. Here, I'll show you. Because I'm going to scrape it off. That's why. You getting this? You got this, right? I get a lot of requests for cake decorating, and that's what started this whole thing, and here I am just kind of forgetting you guys. What's up with that? All right, and then you take a bench scraper or just a side scraper, and you're going to start from here and pull towards you. This is not a good angle. Better. Okay, so I'm going to take it here and I'm going to pull it towards me. It's not going to be at a 45-degree angle. It's almost going to be flat. And I'm going to go all around until I've got my smooth edge. Wipe it after each use, otherwise you're just kind of overlapping. So really all I'm doing is concentrating on the edge. I want a nice crisp edge. Okay. That's it. That's it. I'm not gonna keep playing with it, because the more you play with it, the more it burns. That just did not sound right. Okay. Next step. Okay, so I raise this up so you can see, so you can have a better look. It's going to be a little odd angle for me, but it's not about me. So I'm just going to start at any point and then just make a line down there, just something for me to follow. And I'm going to put a dot. Four should work. Nope, I want 5. I want 5. Perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to take my offset spatula and I'm just going to glide it across the bottom. Right where, can you see this funky little ball part that I just messed up? That's where I'm going to start. And I'm going to do this pattern through the whole cake. the last part, the last piece where it's not quite, where it's going to connect, that's just going to take a little bit more finesse. That's all it's going to take. Nothing extraordinary. I'm just going to drag it and then lift it up until I get to the other side. All I want really is this edge, this bubble part. And one more. Just finesse it. All right, that's it. Now, all right, I'm gonna finish the top only because I got a little squeezy happy. Can you see how that's sticking out? I don't want it sticking out. All right. So you find your front, you find which part you like the best. And for me, I'll just say here. And I'm gonna just make some big poofs. All right, now we decorate. You didn't even see any of that, doggone me. Sorry about that, but they're poofs, okay? I got my front of the cake right there and poofs. So I'm gonna put some nice strawberries right on top of each poof. And then I'm going to pile on some blueberries. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. And then some raspberries. This one is going to be a little tricky because they're so delicate. I kind of want to make a point to it. Put some all over. We're just looking at making it pretty. How is that? What am I missing? I'm missing some color here. Okay. Okay, so one of my favorite things to do on a fruit cake, most especially with just berries, I like to shake it with some sugar. Just make it snow. Not crazy, but you definitely want to see the sugar on it. I think that looks so cool. Now, another thing I do, now this I've done and stuck fireworks in it, you know, sparklers and stuff. That looks really neat. But for this, I'm going to put edible flowers. Just not a lot. I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I definitely want to show off that little bit. And you can get these online. I got these on Amazon. They come in different, you know, roses or pansies or just a bunch of different stuff. And I think it's just pretty. It's hard to decorate upside down. Bear with me. How's that? Is that prettiful? I'm thinking it's prettiful. Okay, so I put that in the refrigerator to chill and let everything kind of firm up a bit. This icing, as delicious as it is, is so temperamental and it demands what it demands. So we'll give it what it's asking for. And right now it was asking to be chilled. Done. So plating. Plating matters. It's the best part of eating, what things look like. So I took some of that berry compote that I made. Now I made a lot. That recipe that I gave you, listed below, it's for a lot. You want to cut that in half? Cut it in half. I'm telling you, you can use this for all sorts of desserts. You can put it in crepes, you can put it on pancakes, you can put it on French toast, you can put it on jelly, jam, peanut butter. Give it a try. Sorry, there's something stuck. Let me kill that. Dead. Okay, so what I did with some of that compote is I put it through a really fine sieve, and then I got this just really rich syrup kind of stuff. So I'm going to put that on the plate, put the piece of cake on top, dress it up with a couple more berries, and eat it. All right, now you can do this in any way you want. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right in a big pile and just drip it off. And then this will go right on top. Where's my board? Oh, it didn't cut through. I didn't cut it right. That's okay. I want this. I want the berries on that point. Actually, that wiggly part just happened because I didn't poke through the entire way. Okay, so you see what I was talking about with the layering and how pretty that looks. It looks a lot prettier. You know, food presentation, food styling is a huge art in itself. I don't have it. I don't have that skill. I just know what I like. And that is ready to eat. Well, enough of this. Time to dig in, baby. Sometimes when I nail it, I nail it. This is amazing. I don't have words. It happened. I'm speechless. I always wondered when that moment would happen in life. Okay, stick this in your arsenal, guys, because you saw how easy. Check out the ingredients below on the cake. 5, maybe 5 ingredients. I don't know, but you'll see. Take a look. Simple, delicious, absolutely delicious, light, moist. The whipped cream is light and full of flavor on its own, and then the berries and the compote kicks it up a notch or two. So happy anniversary to us, you and I. We've made it 3 years so far. I can't wait for the next 3 to see what happens then. Okay, my friends, until next time, I love you. Happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.